Okay guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to our YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how we can dump a model and a vectorizer in a disk. Okay, so when we talk about model, I hope you clearly understand what it means. But when we talk about vectorizer, possible this is new term for you. But in short, when we are dealing with text classification, it can be binary text classification or multi-text classification. We usually use vectorizer. Okay, there is something called the count vectorizer, there is something called the TFID vectorizer, and so on. So these are the actual machine learning and the natural language processing methods which are helping us to classify the text. So when you train the model, I can show you. Okay, you both use it, as you can see here, I both use the count vectorizer. Okay, which usually check the frequency of words and so on before fitting the model. So before fitting the model, I must use the count vectorizer, then I fit the model. So this is the same as when you are dumping when you are dumping the model in the disk. You should dump the vectorizer. Okay, you use the and you should dump the model. So that is actually the content of this tutorial. We should dump the vectorizer, but we should also dump the model, because if you dump only the model and you load it to make the prediction of text, you will get something, you will get an error called cannot fit something vocabulary. Yes, something like that, vocabulary unfitted, something like that. Okay, so in this tutorial, let's cover how we can dump the vectorizer and the model in the disk. So if you are dealing with text classification, this is very important for you. Okay, so we are going to dump the model and the vectorizer by using Pico. So before we carry on, let's import Pico. Okay, so I learned the cell, so I have imported Pico. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to dump the count vectorizer in the disk before I dump the model. Alright, so let me specify the name of Vectorizer. So vec file, so this is the name of my vectorizer file. I pico.dump. Okay, here I should pass in the name of vectorizer. I can show you here. So here is where I actually initialize the count vectorizer class. So let me copy this count vectorizer. Alright, so that is count vectorizer, and I must specify the file name, which is vec file. Then WB, which means write binary. So after running this cell, I should be able to see vectorizer.pico file. Okay, you can see here there is no such file. Okay, but once I run the cell, let me show you. Alright, once I come here, you can see there is this file vectorizer.pico. Alright, so that is how you can, of course, dump the vectorizer in the disk by using Pico. After dumping the vectorizer, okay, in the disk by using Pico, now is the time to save the model. You can say save the model, okay, or dump the model. So here I must specify the name of the model. I can say classification.model. Okay, that's the name of my model file. After that, pico.dump. I put the name of model here, and I can show you when I use the supportive vector machine, okay, linear supportive vector machine. This is my model, okay. So this is my model. I pass in, all right. Then after, use open bracket mod file, which is the name of a model file, then WB, which means write binary. So after running this, okay, running this cell, I should be able to see the file with the name classification.model. So once I come here, you can see there is a file called the classification.model. So this is how you can dump the model and the vectorizer in the disk, especially when you are doing the text classification. No matter it is no matter what kind of text classification, whether it is binary, okay, text classification, whether it is multi-text classification, it can be attitude classification, but whenever you are dealing with text, make sure you dump the vectorizer in the disk, and at the same time you dump the model in the disk. And when you want to deploy the model, make sure you load the vectorizer and you load the model, okay, before making prediction. So this is how you can dump and how you can dump the vectorizer and the model in the disk. In the next tutorial, we will cover how we can load the vectorizer and how we can load the model, okay, together, and making prediction of text. So never miss the next tutorial. Actually, this is an end of my tutorial, but you can share your experience. Which way, okay, or which means do you usually use to dump the vectorizer, especially when you are dealing with text classification in machine learning? I'll be reading your comments below the video in my spare time, okay. But also, if you find out this video is useful, you can hit the thumb up, okay, like the video. You can share it to your colleague if you find it might also be useful for other people. But to get some amazing video like this in the future time, not forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell button to turn on notification for the upcoming video. Thank you, and see you in the next tutorial where we learn how to load the vectorizer and the model and use it to make a prediction of text. Thank you, and see you.